यज्जाग्रतो धूरमुदैति दैवं तदसुप्तस्य तथैवैति दूरङ्गमं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिरेकं तन्मे मनः शिवसङ्कल्पमस्तु. This is a very beautiful prayer to Almighty God. May our mind be receptible of auspicious resolves. This is the subject of this mantra. TANME MANAHA SHIVA SANKALPAMASTHU. Shiva Sankalpam means, we can say, pious thoughts or auspicious thoughts. And this mantra describes a very beautiful quality of our human mind. Maharishi Dayananda Saraswati beautifully writes, "O Almighty God, it is you who eliminates all the obstacles from our way of observing piety and righteousness. May, by your grace, that mind of mine, which is your gift to me, be always a receptacle of righteous and auspicious resolves. May it never even for a moment entertain any thought which has even the slightest semblance to unrighteousness and impiety." We must understand that the human mind is so minute, it cannot be controlled by hand. We can control something by our hand. We can turn on this TV, or we can control the volume of a television if we have a remote in the hand or with a knob, etc., because it is gross in nature. We can try to control whatever is gross in nature. We can try. It's not sure that you can control everything gross, but we can try to control them. We can try to make a remote control, or we can try to understand its properties and try to control them. But how do we control a mind which is so subtle in nature? Mind is so subtle, it is almost impossible to control by anything. So the only way we can control our mind is to take the support of Almighty God. Without the support of Almighty God, mind cannot be controlled. Even when Arjun asks Sri Krishna in the in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says this mind is impossible to control, Sri Krishna. Just like you cannot control the air which is flowing from east to west or north to south. The air is freely flowing. How can you control the air? How can you stop the air? You are asking me to control my mind. How can I control the mind? The mind is so powerful, even than the air. Even the air can be stopped, but mind cannot be. So Sri Krishna Maharaj says in 6th chapter 35th shloka, "Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihayate." Asamshayam means, hey Arjuna, whatever you are telling is 100% right. It is not of even an iota of doubt that mind is uncontrolled. Mind is uncontrollable because of its nature of chalam. It is a nature of fickleness. It always moves from one place to another place. I understand. You are right. Sri Krishna does not, when Arjuna puts forward a question, Sri Krishna does not say that you are a fool. Sri Krishna accepts and acknowledges the question and that statement, and Sri Krishna says you are right, but parantu, tu means parantu, but abhyasena kaunteya vairagyena cha grihayate. How can you control the mind? By abhyas and vairagya. Kaunteya means, hey Arjuna, you can control the mind by abhyas and vairagya. If you do not have abhyas in your life, if we do not have abhyas, means everyday practice to control the mind, and if we do not have vairagya, let's say vairagya means asceticism or detachment, the nature of detachment, we are unable to detach ourselves, then you cannot control the mind. But if you daily practice, if you do everyday abhyasa, you can definitely control the mind. And what is that abhyasa? That abhyasa is everyday name jap. That abhyasa is first of all seeking an acharya, finding an acharya who has controlled his mind, finding an acharya who has gone beyond the mind, finding an acharya who has got enlightenment, finding an acharya who has realized Almighty God, finding an acharya who has realized Vedas in his samadhi. That is the first step. After finding such an acharya, the second step is requesting or begging him for diksha, begging him for getting knowledge from him. An acharya must give his knowledge of Vedas to the disciple, otherwise we can never get any benefit. So we must request that Acharya again and again to give us knowledge, and Acharyas are ready to give the knowledge if we are a true aspirant. That we must understand. So by requesting again and again the knowledge, we can get the knowledge from the Acharya. But merely getting the knowledge from Acharya, is it of any use to us? No, because we have to implement that knowledge in the life. That is called as abhyas, everyday practice. Acharya says that, okay, do the name jap of Almighty God, Om. Or he will give a mantra diksha, he will give a secret mantra from the Vedas for everyday abhyas. Are we ready to do every day? No, we have other priorities. In the morning, we wake up at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock we must go to office or to school or to college or to business. We must open the shop and the business has to continue. So the moment we wake up at 6 o'clock, we know that 7 o'clock I should leave. So I should take bath, eat food, breakfast, and then we leave. So we are not true aspirants. If we are true aspirants, then we will wake up at 4 o'clock, even though the business is there, our work is there, college is there, school is there. We will wake up at 4 o'clock. We will think that, okay, Acharya has told to do everyday name jap. I must utilize the time from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Everyday name jap, everyday Gayatri mantra jap, everyday Gayatri mantra homa or the full Agnihotra and the Vedic procedure, Brahma Yajna, everyday doing Swadhyaya. We can try to utilize this 2 hours in the morning before starting to go for our work, etc. This is called as abhyas. When we try to do name jap, our mind will wander. This mantra says, Yet jagrato duramudayiti daivam. The mind will, in the wakeful state also, in the dream state also, in the sleeping state also, the mind wanders everywhere. When we are in the wakeful state, we are watching YouTube channel, we are watching television, we are watching what others are doing. We want to eat, then we want to think about the next meal. We want to think about how do we enjoy the weekend party. So our mind is constantly wandering. That's what here God says, your mind is going everywhere. So by abhyas, bring your mind inside you. So when you start name jap, when you start om jap, your mind will go somewhere else. Let it go. My Acharya always says, let it go. But the moment you know it has gone, bring it back again. Again, put your mind in the name jap. By bringing back again and again, this process is called as abhyas. By doing Agnihotra, every day when you do Agnihotra, right? Om Agniye Swaha, Idam Agniye Idan Namama, Om Somaye Swaha, Idan Somaye Idan Namama. When I put Swaha, my mind is in my office. Oh, my colleague has sent that mail, I have to reply to that mail later on. Oh, I will have to face my boss today. I'm having a review. And if I'm a student, I say, oh, tomorrow I have to submit this to the teacher. How do I do this? Om Agniye Swaha. Then the moment I understand Agniye, I'm saying Agniye Swaha, but my mind is in the school, my mind is in the work, my mind is in the business. My Acharya says, bring your mind to the meaning of Agniye Swaha. This is also abhyas. So when you do Agnihotra, when you do name jap, again and again, bring your mind to you yourself. By bringing back your mind every day, God watches you that you are doing practice, you are doing abhyas. And why we have to do abhyas? I mean, you cannot do abhyas just like that. You can do abhyas only if you have a purpose. When you have vairagya, when you have detachment in your life, when you understand that life is very short and I will die one day. This body, human body, will get wasted away. The next birth will be an animal birth. So I have very short span of time. I have to utilize my time. Then instead of listening TV, YouTube, this, that, fighting, doing politics, etc., let me focus on myself. This is called as vairagya. Drishta Anushravik. Yoga Sutra says Drishta Anushravik. Drishta means what you see and Anushravik means what you hear. So stay away from it. Don't get attached or entangled into it. Try to attach your mind to Almighty God and do your daily karmas. So you must have vairagya in your life that one day you will die. This life will, whatever I am trying to earn money, whatever I am trying to study, all these things I am doing for my body, not for me. For me, I must control my mind. For me, I must control my mind to focus on Almighty God to attain enlightenment. So this vairagya should happen in our life. So because of that vairagya, you will do abhyasa. Otherwise, both will go hand in hand. Otherwise, if there is no vairagya, our abhyasa will be of no use. If we do not have abhyasa, then vairagya is of no use. Okay, I know that I will die. I know that, life is very small. Everything I know, but I am not doing abhyasa. So both has to be going side by side. Sri Krishna says, abhyasena vairagyena. Both has to go side by side in parallel. We must understand that asceticism is important. If we are not ascetic, We cannot do abhyasa. If we do not do abhyasa, there is no use of being ascetic. We cannot be ascetic also. So that's what we must understand. Ved mantra and Gita we must understand by relating to Ved mantra. We must understand Ved mantra. In Vedas, God says, you pray to me that you can control your mind. I will help you. So here we are praying that, O Almighty God, may it never even for a moment entertain any thought which has even the slightest semblance of impiety and unrighteousness. So we are praying to Almighty God, hey, TANME MANAHA SHIVA SANKALPAMASTHU, may my mind become pure. Hey Almighty God, what type of organ is this mind you have created? It is surely a very great instrument you have created and you have put at the disposal of humankind. You have given me a mind and you are telling me in the Vedas that you can, hey humans, you can control the mind. So you have given me an instrument which can be controlled, but it cannot be controlled by hand. It can be controlled by abhyas. It can be controlled by vairagya. It can be controlled by worship. Abhyas means worship of Almighty God every day. In man's waking state, wakeful state, as well as when he is sleeping, this mind goes on flying farther and farther away. In fact, it is its nature to wander. That's what Arjuna says. It's impossible to stop my mind. It not only sheds light on ordinary things of your creation, but enlightens men even about luminous and effulgent objects like fire, like sun, like moon, and other lustrous planets. Thus, it is an illuminator of even illuminating entities of the universe. See the knowledge here. God says in this mantra, I have created the sun, but you cannot understand that sun can shine. You can understand that sun can shine only when your eyes sees and your mind, your eyes connects with your mind and your mind connects with you as Jivatma. So mind is the instrument which is making this sun as shining object. I mean, making means recognizing. Sun is shining on its own, but how do we recognize? Because of our mind. That's what this mantra says. Maharishi further writes, without its help, without the help of our mind, a man can receive no enlightenment on any of the subject of this world. Sense organs such as ears and eyes are of no use to a human when the mind is out of function. So we must understand that God has created the instrument, mind. Without that mind, we cannot understand even what is knowledge. So that is why God has given that mind. But that mind nature is wandering nature. So God says that it has a nature to wander, but you have the power to control by doing abhyasa, by doing worship of Almighty God. It is though unique and great, but it is extremely fleet, fickle and uncontrollable at some times. What times are those? Those times are when we do not worship Almighty God, when we do not understand the purpose of life. O Almighty God, only by your grace it can become firm, it can become pure, it can become righteous and replete with true knowledge. True knowledge means Vedic knowledge. A mind can understand Vedas only when we do everyday abhyas, only like I go to my Acharya once in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I listen Vedas from my Acharya. I come back home and then I fully focus on materialism. I will forget everything what my Acharya said. So what I have to do, if I have to be serious, I have to note down what my Acharya says or record what my Acharya says. Come back, listen again and again what my Acharya has told. Implement in life or read the book written by Samadhist Yogi like my Acharya. Then understand every day that okay, this life is temporary. I have to focus on immortal Almighty God. I have to focus on how to attain moksha. I repeat every day and then I do abhyasa. Then we can try to control the mind. Otherwise the mind is extremely uncontrollable. Oh Lord, only by your grace it can become firm. Only by your grace it can become pure. This great organ given by you to human beings which enables them even to know all about the past, present and future, O Almighty God, is entirely in your control. And further, surely we cannot subdue such a powerful entity. Mind is so powerful, you cannot subdue, any human cannot subdue mind without knowledge, without abhyasa, without vairagya. So we must pray to Almighty God. Here the mantra says, Hey Almighty God, do condescend to subject it to our control so that we may never go wrong in our life's transactions and fall prey to the sins, fall prey to any other addictions, but may always be able to live uprightly and attain true knowledge and remain always devoted to you, who Almighty God. See, every mantra we must relate that we can win this life only when we control the mind. The main subject matter of the Vedas is not materialistic benefits. The main subject matter of Vedas is you attain materialistic benefit, but please understand that the reason why you, for example, mobile phone is there, you can see these kind of videos which help towards vairagya. So materialism should be used for spiritualistic purpose. But we have forgotten Almighty God. Every mantra of Vedas indirectly takes us towards Almighty God. The main subject matter of Vedas is Almighty God. The main subject matter of Vedas is control of mind. The main subject matter of Vedas is Acharya Seva, enlightenment, moksha. When we understand Vedas, we understand that Acharya is the only person who can teach us Vedas. When that is possible only when we start listening Vedas from an Acharya, because books are not. By reading books, we can never control the mind. By doing abhyasa, we can control the mind. For doing abhyasa, the first step is you need an acharya in the life. So it's very, very, very important that we go towards an acharya and also try to implement what acharya says. Otherwise, there is no use in a human life. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.